Hello everyone, today we will talk about the poem A Prayer for My Daughter composed by W.B. Yeats. First of all, we will talk about W.B. Yeats. Yeats is a modern poet, a playwright, a thinker, and a man associated with the Irish movement. He was in love with Morgan, and this relationship led him to take a part in cultural revival symbolized by the Abbey Theatre. Always attracted to magic in later life, he wrote a book on occult philosophy, A Vision, wherein he worked out in detail a theory of cyclical recurrence in history and expressed the view that the Christian phase in history was about to end, to give way to a pagan and an aristocratic cycle. Yeats was a poet in the Romantic tradition, concerned alike with the imagination and the physical. There is a poem in this very anthology written by Auden at the time of Yeats' death in India. The Tagore Yeats literary friendship is a connection which still survives. Okay, guys, now let us start the poem A Prayer for My Daughter. So, first stanza. Once more the storm is howling, the half hid under this cradle hood and over it my child sleeps on. There is no obstacle but Gregory's wood and one bare hill, whereby the haystack and roof, leveling wind bred on the Atlantic, can be stayed. And for an hour I have walked and prayed because of the great gloom that is in my mind. I have walked and prayed for this young child an hour and heard the sea wind scream upon the tower. The sorry, and under the arcades of this breeze and scream in the elms above the flooded stream. A furious storm. The poet wants to say that the furious storm born on the Atlantic Ocean is sweeping the Irish countryside. There is hardly any obstacle in the way of the storm to diminish its intensity. Only the wood around Lady Gregory's estate and one hill on which there is no growth of shrubs or trees, so as some kind of obstacle. There is hardly any obstacle in the way of the storm to diminish its intensity. Only the wood around Lady Gregory's estate on one hill on which there is no growth of shrubs or trees, so as some kind of obstacle in its way. The storm is so furious that it brings haystack and roofs down to the ground. Here, haystack means the huge pile of hay covered with mud. Okay, next lines. Imagining in excited reverie that the future years had come, dancing to a fragile drum out of the murderous innocence of the sea. In these lines, the poet wants to say that the poet is in a state of excited reverie. In other words, he is lost in thought, but his thoughts are of a kind to excite or agitate him. The intensity of the storm makes him think that the years of the future have come out of the destructive innocence of the Atlantic Ocean in response to the wild beating of a drum. Dancing to fragile drum means the beating of a drum was a call to the members of a tribe to come quickly from wherever they were at the moment and get ready for battle. Here it seems to the poet that the future years have come in response to the beating of some drum. The metaphor of dancing to a fragile drum has been employed merely to convey the wildness and fierceness of the storm that is blowing. The murderous innocence of the sea means the sea is a destructive and murderous yet innocence. It is innocent because it has no personal ill will against anyone, and yet it is destructive force which has given rise to the storm. The next stanza or the third stanza of this poem is: may she be granted beauty, and yet not beauty to make a stranger's eye distraught. O hers before a looking glass, for such, being made beautiful overmuch, considered beauty a sufficient end. Lose heart lose natural kindness, and maybe the heart raveling intimacy that chooses right and never find a friend. The poet wishes that his daughter should grow into a beautiful woman. However, he does not want that she should be so beautiful as to become a cause of heartache or emotional torment to some stranger by making him fall in love with her. He does not want that she should be so beautiful that while looking at herself in the mirror, she should get extravagant ideas of her physical charms and should thus begin to think her beauty to be a sufficient end in itself. If she is so beautiful as to become very proud of her beauty, she will lose her natural kindness and her emotional warmth. Without kindness and emotional warmth, she is not likely to find a suitable life partner or husband. Okay, guys, in this video, this is enough. We will talk about more stanzas of this poem in next video. Thank you.